Normally, I don't do videos on this, but then again, yeah, I like to talk about stuff, and I'm gonna see a lot of things this year at Comic Con, so might as well just talk about it now. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, your dear Kitty over here, back again with another video. So, earlier today, around 12 p.m., I can just say I tried to make reservations for Comic Con this year, and weirdly enough, I was in the bag until out of nowhere, some events of mine got sold out when I was like, I already have it reserved, and I'm checking out. Why are you refreshing the page? Like, I didn't press these already. Not gonna lie, these were the three panels I hated that, yeah, I'm gonna miss out on them being early, at least getting some front row seats from the audience, but damn, I gotta say, yo, a lot of these people are gonna go a lot of heavy feats to actually try to make it through these panels because I feel like, okay, the couple times I went before, but let's just get to them when we get to them. Right now, I'm gonna discuss the couple things I'm gonna be checking out at New York Comic Con. So yeah, let's just get right into it. First thing I want to clarify is that I'm only going for the weekend. I wasn't gonna be able to do Thursday since I thought, there's nothing too interesting on Thursday. And weirdly enough, when they announced these panels, the Game of Thrones panels on Thursday, and I was like, well, out of everything I'm missing out, I'm just missing out on one thing. But on the weekend, there's a lot of stuff coming up. And let me just start way going up on Friday because I'm just gonna be staying it right now. My cosplay this year is gonna be Ghostface, but not just from Scream. I'm also doing a mix of Scream and scary movies since, funny enough, it's Halloween. I was Ghostface from Scream 6 last year. And I can just say, yeah, it's gonna be a good dual combo since I'm gonna be switching around mask. And funny enough, Scream 7 and Scary Movie 6 both come out next year simultaneously. So it's like, yeah, kind of programming with it too. First one we're going to be talking about is The Running Man, which, not going to lie, I didn't actually talk about this movie on the channel, which whenever one of these trailers pop off and I see it in front of a movie screen, I'm like, oh, so this is my first time actually seeing it. I'm familiar with the movie. I already know that it's a remake of the Arnold movie and the adaptation from Stephen King. And with Glenn Powell in the role, I thought that's something different. It's a little bit more modernized in the form of a game show, which, yeah, the whole thing of The Running Man is that they're actually hunting down three different contestants for the fact of whoever's the last one standing and can survive a certain amount of days can actually win a grand prize. And funny enough, I was like, huh, it's interesting. And they just did a good job with the long walk. So another Steven adaptation out of the way. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And maybe since it's a Paramount movie, speculation is more on the sense of, Paramount has this coming up. And I know next year Scream 7 is coming, so hopefully maybe also there's a trailer before this if I see it in theaters. And if I'm being honest, looking at the schedule I have in hand, I'm really busy on Friday. Like, I already know that I'm going for the weekend, but Friday seems like the most busiest day for me since I'm going to be going after panel after panel after panel. Second one I'm checking out is the Silent Night Deadly Night sneak peek, which I thought, okay, we're getting another remake of Silent Night Deadly Night, which I thought, okay, that's interesting since they kind of did do a remake, and I wasn't sure how this was going to be dealt with, whether it's going to be one of those requels where it goes back to the beginning and we're going off years later as this Murderous Santa Claus comes to be. But I guess not because right before the Toxic Avenger, I found out that Cineverse is doing this movie, and I thought, oh, so they're not aware of actually Christmas killers out there since we just had Art the Clown and Terrifier 3 dress up as Santa, and I guess it must have made them think, maybe we can revitalize this genre again. Is there another Santa killer that we haven't brought back in a while? Corey Cunningham from Halloween Ends is our new Santa, and let me just say, despite the flaws with that movie as in general, I can just say disappointment of that movie. He wasn't bad and I don't blame him, but seeing him as a Santa, hopefully they could actually try to do the story justice. And if they want to do something different, let them go gory with the kill since Cineverse did do Terrifier. And I'm not sure if it's going to be on that same low budget scale where, okay, everything can look cheap, but as long as you got good kills, good guts, good gore, it could actually be a good time. And I don't even know if they're gonna be showing a lot since I know there's like a minute trailer out there and the movie's like 2 months away. But I'm still down to see what they got. Next up is a video game panel. Is gonna be Capcom showing up their upcoming titles. I already know we got Street Fighter 6, and yeah, despite a couple things I actually liked about the game, since I thought out of specifically Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I always put Mortal Kombat more than Street Fighter. But oddly enough, Street Fighter 6 wasn't a bad game and a good evolution from all the whole, yeah, we can actually open this around the world. Like whenever we go online, we could actually make our own custom characters and they can actually partake in the world of this game. And hopefully they could actually unveil some new stuff. Maybe another Devil May Cry. And I'm gonna be honest, Mega Man's still on the horizon. I'm still waiting for them to announce another one. But we'll see. Next up is one of the reserve panels I lost, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I want to be in that crowd for this, and it's gonna be the panel, which I already know we had a lot of things going on in season 3. We're gonna be talking about season 4, and we're gonna actually have Steven Yeun, and the fact that I'm like, okay, they're gonna be on stage. So does that mean they're going to be showing a lot of things of footage or some little teases, maybe our first look trailer or another diner scene explaining what happened last season and how they're going to have to upgrade for this time? Hopefully they can talk about some good stuff in season 4. Maybe who's actually going to be voicing Thrag, which I'm just going to be calling it right now because everybody's fan casting this character. I wouldn't be surprised if he has another Walking Dead alum come into this. And the fact that he was going to be there on a Saturday panel, but he's not going to be there anymore, I thought, damn, it would have been crazy if you announced it without him being there, but I can just say John Berthel, if he's cast as Thrag, I'm really gonna be surprised, and hmm, that performance is gonna be something else. These next two are horror based, and I can just say for the one I had to skip out on, I had to skip out on the Walking Dead Daryl Dixon panel since I thought, okay, I went to the one last year. I got a little selfie with Norman Reedus himself. And funny enough, I thought, okay, I haven't caught up with season 3, if I'm being honest with you. And I kind of feel like if I go into this, I'm going to be knowing a couple things since before I was continuing on with the show simultaneously, watching it week to week. But I'd rather just binge it since AMC Plus has been doing this thing where I want to watch the season, but I feel like it's not the same using that app versus other streaming services. But Blumfest is going to be there again, and they're going to be showing off Black Phone 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and maybe some other upcoming horror movies. Since I know, okay, we have their Mummy movie. I'm not sure they're going to be talking about the Saw franchise since they did acquire that, and I don't even know if they're going to be at least teasing some returns or if it's going to be a reboot. A couple Blumhouse games, but I kind of want to see what else they have in store because I know for their next upcoming movies, we have Soulmate, which is a spin-off of Megan, the Mummy movie, and some untitled movies they have in the meanwhile. Because I feel like, okay, yeah, I kind of did like their lineup of movies this year. Like we had Drop and The Woman in the Yard, but I kind of want to see what else they got because a couple of these ones I actually felt, yeah, I wasn't gonna be too excited for it until I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I actually dug these movies. Lastly, for Friday is gonna be a trauma panel explaining some of the stuff of horror, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm still down with the Toxic Avenger. And funny enough, I feel like, yeah, it's cool that they have a little panel right after this because I feel like it's one of the most long running studios, and the fact that they actually did pull off another one of their studio movies in 2025, which I thought, yeah, if you look at their history, and I can just say James Gunn himself has a little bit of experience with that.
As you can plainly see, for every dimension there exists a diametric opposite of that dimension. When two explosions of equal mass occur simultaneously, the barrier between Tromaville and its dimensional doppelganger, Immortville, was weakened for a moment.
Kind of cool to see what they do, but I'm still stick around for it. Who knows? I might head up an after party, maybe not. Saturday is going to be my biggest day. I'm going to be looking at 3 panels. Mostly I've reserved one, but the other 2 I lost out on. And I feel like that's the day I'm going to have to actually slow down a bit since I'm going to have either having my dad or my brother or whoever I can hit up on the phone quick enough to actually say, you know what, I'm coming with you last minute. Early, I'm going to start off with the It Welcome to Derry panel, which I know we just had a trailer for it a couple weeks ago. And I can't wait to see if they're either going to show sneak peeks of the show within itself out of context, or at least show bits of an episode and say, here's the first 10 minutes, or at least a sequence of something we haven't seen in the trailers yet. Since I feel like, yeah, the show is already like at least 2 weeks away, if I'm being honest with you. It's cool they're having a panel, but I still want to see what else they can show because out of all these trailers combined, I'm like, I feel like you kind of did give the overall premise of the show, but I don't know what else is there to show just yet. Is another they want to talk about the show and at least give some little inside thoughts of how this came to be. A little after that one is going to be the Marvel panel, and mostly I can just say last year DC had a thing with Creature Commandos. This year Marvel's going to be unveiling their upcoming television projects. We're going to be seeing bits of Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, and X-Men 97 Season 2, or if you really want to call it what it is, Season 7. And some upcoming Marvel projects that haven't been announced, but one big one that everybody's going to be talking about, and hopefully this actually gets some buzz, is Wonder Man. There's been footage of the show shown in Marvel's Disney Plus reel, and I can just say, for what it is, I kind of want to at least get an idea of what the show is, because part of me is like, okay, so we're doing a new interpretation of this character, but the way I'm seeing it is not like, okay, he's a superhero who's also an actor, but I'm seeing as though he's auditioning for the character of Wonder Man, but I'm not even sure how that's supposed to work if I'm like, if the character himself is the hero, why is he auditioning to himself to be the hero? Which I don't even know is going to be its own thing. And I know there's a lot of people on Discord like, yeah, I kind of don't like the race swap, but I have a feeling like, yeah, he was good as Black Manta, and he was Doctor Manhattan, Watchmen, and I'm like, I have no doubt he can do it. It's more, I kind of want to see what it is that they're going for, or at least switching it up. At least I wouldn't say modernize it, but at least take the take of Wonder Man and interpret it in a new way. Because I feel like, yeah, we had Simon Williams and people envisioned Nathan Fillion for that role, and he did kind of voice it in the MODOK series. With Yaya in the role, I feel like this is his big upcoming role that he's auditioning for. And the fact that in the trailers, we also see Trevor Slattery, who is also in Iron Man 3 and Shang-Chi. It seems like they might play around with the realms of Hollywood. And funny enough, another show that dealt with that was The Studio this year. And I don't even know if it's going to be taking a little bit of inspiration from that because I feel like, yeah, this show's been in development for a while. Even during the writer strikes, it had to be put on hold. So I feel like, yeah, they kind of had to fix a couple things. And with that show coming out, I'm like, that's the way I'm going to be seeing most Hollywood productions and the way everything gets and goes. But I still want to see how they could actually pull off the show. And funny enough, I feel like it's going to be the whole, you know what? This show was peak all along, not realizing that they weren't even talking about it until it just came out. Lastly, is going to be one of the biggest panels this year, and it's going to be from Mortal Kombat 2, which it kind of sucks that, yeah, this movie was supposed to come this month, and we were supposed to get it like around next week, but damn, it sucks that the fact that, yeah, we had delayed it to next year, knowing it was coming out, but I'm like, all right, you better show something. Maybe a second trailer, maybe a couple pieces of footage. They're gonna have a bit of the cast on stage, and hopefully enough. I'm like, all right, let's see a couple characters which I want to see in action, but I'm not sure if they are gonna show them. Like we haven't seen Shao Kahn in action. We haven't seen Barack in his full sequence, and I kind of want to see what Carl Urban has in store for Johnny Cage because I feel like, yeah, we had that little teaser, and the fact that they actually showed him in the movie as a burnout. I kind of want to see what else they could try to explore, or maybe at least hint a little bit of his powers, but we'll see. Sunday is going to be one of the shortest panels of the day, and I can just say for the ones they have, at least I could say it's more animated based this time because I feel like everything else is going to be a mix of movies, television, and this is mainly an animated day because first thing starting out is going to be the Avatar Last Airbender panel, which I kind of want to see what they have in store since they had the original cast back. Who knows if they're going to be at least teasing or at least showing hints of the Avatar movie coming out next year. Another series making a return is Adventure Time with Fiona and Cake, which that show surprisingly feels like, huh, we're taking Adventure Time and actually mixing it with mature themes. And it actually works in a way where it's like, hmm, this show went from being dumb comedic fun to this whole drama sort of thing where I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of Ooh. And funny enough, with these characters who weren't meant to be real, but now are real to them, and they're not even delusions of the Ice King or Simon in this case. I kind of want to see how things go for season two. And funny enough, weirdly, that they haven't promoted this, and some people are actually finding out this is the first time they're actually showing footage for this thing. Hopefully, that's not a bad sign in the sense of HBO canceling another iconic series just in the sake of, yeah, we're just not doing animated stuff anymore. And the last one of the day is Chainsaw Man because I feel like, yeah, this is one of those animes where I know, okay, just hearing the premise of it. And funny enough, I was like, they did show it off back in 2023 when I first went to Comic Con back again. I was like, all right, let's see what this is all about. And then I watched the show and I was like, oh man, I'm so hyped for this thing. And seeing as though we actually have a Chainsaw movie coming out a couple weeks later, that's what they're going to be showing off. I feel like, okay, show me. I haven't seen a trailer for it, if I'm being honest with you. I kind of want to see a few clips, but since the movie's like right around the corner, I'm like, yeah, I would either decide to skip it, but I kind of want to be like, well, I kind of want to get in the mood for it again and at least try to rewatch it right before I see the movie because I'm like, every time one of these anime shows comes and goes, I'm like, I'll watch the season week by week, binge it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll forget about it until I'm like, oh, we got a new season coming up, got to rewatch it. And that's all I'm going to be seeing at New York Comic Con this year. I might make a vlog depending on the stuff I do because I'm like, I'm not down to do vlogs where I'm like, oh, just recording stuff just to record. I'll do a couple little shorts on the page where I'm like, okay, this got revealed, or my thoughts after seeing a thing. But I'm like, me doing like a vlog, I need like a group of actual guys with me. Pause. But I'm mostly good to the cons to have fun. I'm not there to just record my experience and not just like, oh, that's cool. Look at all the stuff right here and there. Like, yeah, I'm there to have fun. I want to actually explore with the con, actually interact with people, not just interact with people, but I'm like, huh, look at all the cool cosplay, look at all the stuff they just show off. Oh, you're here in line for this? Oh, sure, no mind. Hey, can I borrow that? So I can actually charge my phone or some stupid shit like that. Those are gonna be my plans for New York Comic Con, and wonder, hopefully enough, I don't even know if it's gonna be like a big thing where I'm like, I post this, and suddenly I'm at Comic Con and people are like, "Hey, are you this person?" I'm like, I never get recognized because it's still not my time yet. Like I noticed a couple TikTokers over at the con where I'm like, "Huh, I just met you at random," or I'm like, "Oh, coincidentally, I just peeped this person," or, "Huh, it's cool seeing them in real life." Hey, we have steps to get there, and hopefully my time will be coming. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social media down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.